built, because they help me do that as well. Those relationships are less about the products and the sale and more about getting to know her.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, we want to hear you ladies. How many ladies out there can say that 31 has changed your life? Or maybe it's changing your life this weekend, right? Well, 31 has changed my life too in a big way. I started my journey 3 years ago, having a great full-time job and 2 boys under 2 years old. And I, like Kia yesterday, also was at the mercy of someone else's schedule. I needed to get permission to spend weekends with my family. So it might have seemed pretty crazy that I was willing to put another thing on my plate. But I took a leap of faith and I worked very hard, and I can say that in my first level of Startswell, I sold over $1,800. And then my 4th level, I sold over $5,500. So in that first year, I had over 50 ladies on my team, and I am proud to say that I turned in that full-time job. And now I'm the mom who owns her schedule. I made sacrifices so that I could have the opportunity to never have to sacrifice again with the things that mattered most. Woohoo! You know, speaking of life-changing, it's my family up there with our camping. You guys know me, I'm a big camper. Speaking of life-changing, this weekend, we heard a lot of consultants boast about gaining self-confidence, and that's another thing that I gained. I stand here confident because of the pride I have in our amazing company, the pride I have in my team, and the pride I have in the customer relationships that I've worked very hard to build over these last few years. You know, customer relationships are about all that meaningful stuff that's happening outside of the sale.
So I have a question for all of you. If you are a 31 customer or host of
catalogs as well, and I'm using those wish lists to follow up with my customers, but you know, over half my parties are actually on Facebook. So here's the question you're all dying to ask. How do you create relationships with an online party, right? Well, believe it or not, it happens exactly the same way as your face-to-face parties. I want you all to imagine right now that you're at a party and you don't talk to a single person at that party except for during your party presentation and then at checkout, and that's if she's ordering. Now you apply that same concept to your online party, and that is not a great way to create relationships in any scenario, right? One thing that I try to do is take the conversation behind the scenes, just like I would be doing in my hostess's kitchen. I'm going to open up a private message, I'm going to ask her questions, create small talk, and get to know her. And during the party online, when she comments or posts and asks a question, I'll make sure to send her pictures and videos of what she's looking for through a private message. And then I leave a note on the thread to let her know that to check her Facebook inbox, right? Because that's going to do 2 things. Number 1, if we aren't friends already on Facebook, she may never be notified that I messaged her. And number 2, what a great way to deliver pink glove customer service, right? She knows that I'm invested in helping her find a solution. Now I'm going to leave you with one last tip, and that is once you've opened that dialogue back and forth with her, make sure that you're inviting her to join you in your VIP customer group, so that way you can continue to get to know her, but more importantly, she can get to know you because we know that you are a 3-dimensional person.
So, running your daily business and using whatever system you created will keep the relationship going, but you will make a greater impact on your customer when you reach out as a friend and not just as her bag lady. Don't be scared to send a text or a private message when her name pops into your head, no matter how long it's been since you last connected with her, just like the exercise we did earlier to let her know you're thinking of her.
And maybe you want to reach out to her, but you just don't know what to say. That's where Facebook can help you navigate what's going on in her life. You can use it to find out if she's studying for an exam, or maybe she's celebrating a potty training milestone. Something that deserves some celebration, right? No more diapers in the Culler house. You know, if you have time to like her post, you have time to leave her a comment. Relationships are not built with all thumbs, right? Your comment and your support in that exact moment may mean more to her than you know. You know, let those relationships that you're building renew your passion in your business over and over, because you are investing in people. And let me tell you, that investment has some amazing return. You know, my friend Lois and I had the privilege of serving on PAC this year, and it was my very first time, and I learned so much. One of the biggest takeaways I had came straight from Cindy Monroe, when she encouraged us to be aware of whether we were attracting people with our business or whether we're chasing people. And I want to be the leader that's attracting her team with support and love, and I want to be the consultant that's attracting her customers with a fun-loving spirit and integrity. You know, by this time, you might be thinking that you'll have to duplicate yourself to build all these brand new relationships with every single girl you hand a catalog to, but relax, it's a lot more simple than you might think.
So it is a lot more simple, because ongoing relationships are different from pink glove customer service. So pink glove customer service, every customer deserves that. From sending a thank you when they order, whether that's a note card or red stamp, to letting them know when their order has shipped, to following up several weeks later to make sure they're loving everything they got. That's what every customer deserves, and I would encourage you to incorporate that into your business. But for those 2 to 3 from each party that I made the connection with, I'm going to continue to reach out and build that relationship over the coming months and years, because to those special customers, those relationships matter.
It's like the starfish story. You can't save them all, but for the ones you do save, it matters.
It absolutely matters. Getting to know your customers and building those relationships will build your business. When you're listening to them talk at a party, or you're going over their order form, listen for those cues. Comments they make about products, or asking those questions we referenced earlier about family and work, can help you determine, what does she need to organize her life? Or would she be a good fit to join your team or become your next hostess? Be genuine, because good relationships will impact your bottom line. So I could tell you so many stories of amazing relationships I've built with customers over the years, like Lindsay and Sadie, sisters-in-law that I call my #1 fans, or Tracy, who I met for the first time when I flew out to do her party in Kansas in February, and who just joined my team last week. But today, I'm going to share with you the story of Marilyn. So I met Marilyn at a party several years ago, and since then she's hosted multiple times and calls quite often with an order. Now here's what's unique about Marilyn. She is Amish, so I have not been able to use social media to build my relationship with her. It's all been done by phone calls or face-to-face interactions. Several months ago, I opened my mail to find a wedding invitation from Marilyn. And that really, it brought tears to my eyes, you guys, because I realized that she saw me not just as a crazy bag lady, but I had become her friend. Not only did I have the privilege of attending her wedding, but the week before, I had the honor of taking her out for a fun girls' afternoon to help her de-stress the week before. It was amazing. Now, in case you're wondering, I did not know Marilyn prior to meeting her at that first party, so she truly was a customer first, but by keeping that relationship going, I became her friend.
Lois, I love your story, and I think it's obvious that that special relationship took time to develop, right? Well, when you're creating relationships, you need to be intentional and make it all about her. Get to know her beyond the bag, because it will be so worth the time and effort that you're investing. When you put people first in this business, everything else will follow. Listen to your heart and be a blessing to someone every day.